Hello BookTube, Sarah here and welcome to my channel. Today I'm coming to you with my June 2018 wrap-up. So if you guys are new to my channel, how I do my wrap-ups every month is I give you guys my reading stats because I love talking about my reading stats, and then I go through all the books that I read that month in order of least favorite to most favorite. I am also not talking about these books at any length at all. I'm just going to kind of mention the book and the star rating I gave it, if I listened to it on audio, who narrated it, and what series it's from. We get through these rather quickly. My wrap-ups used to be horribly long, but every week I do a weekly wrap-up. So in the description box below, you will find a list of all of the books that I've talked about, along with links to their Goodreads page and to the individual video, the weekly reads that I talk about that specific book, and more importantly, to that point in that video. So literally you will click on it and you will get to that part for that book. Just to make it easier on you guys, it takes me a little bit of time. Like I've already done all this as I'm sitting down to record. I get all this ready while I'm getting my notes for my video ready. And it takes me a little bit of extra time, but I don't mind doing it because I think it's easier for you guys in the long run. And I know some of you have commented that you really like this. So let's jump in and get started, guys. I read 26 books in June. Yay me. According to my Goodreads goal, I am 15 books ahead of schedule at 56% done. I read 1 2.5-star book, 4 3-star books, 10 3.5-star books. That tends to be my go-to. If I really, if I enjoyed a book but didn't love a book, 3.5-star tends to be my go-to rating. 8 4-star books, 2 4.5-star books, and 1 5-star book. So, yes. It wasn't a bad reading month. I read 12 contemporary romance novels. No surprise there. 7 romantic suspense novels. Again, no surprise there. 3 mysteries. 1 historical romance Regency period. 1 historical romance Civil War period. Yes, I do break them down by that. It makes... I'm interested in looking at that at the end of the year to see how many of each I've read. 1 cozy mystery and 1 paranormal romance. I read 24 adult books, and when I say adult books, I mean books geared towards an adult audience, and I don't mean a wink-wink adult audience, I mean not a YA audience, and 2 YA books. I read 2 books published in the 1930s. If you are looking at this, you probably know what those 2 books are. I read 1 book published in the 1990s, 4 of them published during the 2000s, 15 books published between 2010 and 2017, and 4 books published this year in 2018. 14 books were on audio, 10 were on ebook, and 2 were paperback. I read 26 novels, so there were no novellas or anything like that. 23 of the books that I read were part of a series, and 3 were standalone. Of those 23 books that were part of a series, 14 were new series that I started. Womp, womp, womp. Big fail on that one. I'm really trying to get through series, guys. And by starting 14 in a month, it's not happening. And 9 were ongoing series that I was already reading. This one blew me away. Total page count for the month, 7,737 pages, averaging roughly 258 pages a day. Audiobooks, guys. Audiobooks, audiobooks, audiobooks. I can't say it enough. They have made my reading life that much better, honestly. So, let's quickly get into the books. First book, again, from least favorite to most favorite. His Lost and Found Family by Sarah M. Anderson. I gave this book 2.5 stars. It was book number 5 in the Texas Cattlemen's Club After the Storm series. Gilded Secrets by Maureen. I gave this book 3 stars. It is book number 1 in the Highest Bidder series. Rekindling the Widower's Heart by Glynna Kaye. I gave this book 3 stars. It's book number 1 in the Hearts of Hunter Ridge series. Kidnapping in Kendall County by Delores Fossen. I gave this book 3 stars. Book number 4 in the Sweetwater Ranch series. Sweet Home Cowboy by Marin 3 stars. It was book number 9 in the Love at the Chocolate Shop series. Sorry if you can hear the sirens outside. We do live in the city. Next book was Easy Charm by Kristen Proby. I gave this book 3.5 stars. It was book number 2 in the Bordeaux series, and it was narrated on audio by Sebastian York and Rachel Fungeli. I think, again, I'm sorry, I always mispronounce her last name. Next is The Farmer's Wife by Lori Handeland. I gave this book 3.5 stars. It was book number 1 in the Lucetti Brothers series. Secret Contract by Dana Martin. 3.5 stars. Book number 1 in the Mission Redemption series. A really great series. I'm looking forward to reading the rest of them. Odd Man Out by B.J. Daniels. I gave this book 3.5 stars. Not part of a series, but a really great book. Rustler's Moon by Jodi Thomas. 3.5 stars. Book number 2 in the Ransom Canyon series. And this one was narrated on audio by Julia Gibson. Wound Up in Murder by Betty Hechtman. 3.5 stars. This was book number 3 in the Yarn Retreat Mystery series, and it was narrated on audio by Margaret Storm, and it wins for best cover of the month in my opinion. I love that cover. Next is The Hidden Staircase by Carolyn Keene. 3.5 stars. Book number 2 in the Nancy Drew series. Sandcastle Bay by Sherryl Woods. 3.5 stars. Book number 1 in the Ocean Breeze series, and was narrated on audio by Shannon McManus. Hard Rustler by B.J. Daniels. 3.5 stars. This book is number 1 in the White Horse Montana, the Clementine Sisters series. This book is not published until August. I was lucky enough to get an advance copy to read, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Next one is Logan by Linda Lael Miller, a 4-star read. Book number 1 in the Montana Creed series, and was narrated on audio by Jack Garrett. Unforgiven by B.J. Daniels, 4 stars. Book number 1 in the Beartooth Montana series, narrated on audio by Graham Winton. The Secret of the Old Clock by Carolyn Keene, a 4-star read, and book number 1 in the Nancy Drew series. Summer Harvest by Georgina Penney. I gave this book 4 stars. Narrated on audio by Scarlett Mack. This was a really fun contemporary. Great summer read, guys. The Lucky Ones by Tiffany Reisz. 4 stars. Narrated on audio brilliantly, by the way. It was fantastic. By Emily Wu Zeller. Highly recommended on audio. Dying Breath by Heather Graham. 4 stars. Crew of Hunters book number 21. Narrated on audio by Luke Daniels. Desperately Seeking a Duke by Celeste Bradley. 4 stars. Book number 1 in the Heiress Bride series, and was narrated on audio by Susan Erickson, who always does a great job. You Say It First by Susan Mallery. 4-star read. Book number 1 in the Happily Inc. series. Narrated on audio by Tanya Eby. Love her. An Extraordinary Union by Alyssa Cole. Oh my gosh, this book was so good, you guys. I gave this one 4 stars. It's book number 1 in the Loyal League series, and was narrated on audio by Karen Chilton. Rancher's Dream by B.J. Daniels. This one was a 4.5-star read. Montana Cahill's book number 2. Fantastic. This one was also one that was sent to me as an advanced reader's copy for me to read. I think it comes out later this month, so definitely check it out. Something About You by Julie James. I loved this book. 4.5 stars, you guys. Book number 1 in the FBI U.S. Attorney series, narrated on audio brilliantly by the wonderful Karen White. And last but not least, my favorite book of the month, Sit, Stay, Love by Debbie Burns. I gave this book 5 stars. Book number 2 in the Rescue Me series, and it was narrated on audio by Stina Nielsen. Loved this book. If you like dogs, if you like rescue dogs, if you like romance, check this book out, please. It was absolutely fantastic. So anyway, guys, that is it for this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books and what you thought about them, or what was your favorite book that you read in the month of June, because I'd love to know. And until my next video, guys, take care and happy reading. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.